Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to start a new topic on Laravel which contain everything about Laravel request object, means how you can access the form data, how you can upload the file, and everything about Laravel request object which you can use in every types of request and every types of works in Laravel. So it covers everything about Laravel request objects. And also if you are new to channel, please subscribe our channel and please like the video. Now let's get start our topic. So first let's run our project. So opening terminal, click on new terminal, then after that running command php artisan serve. So my Laravel project is running now. Let's see. Let's open the link and you can see my project is running. Now let's start our topic and work on it. So first let's create a separate controller and separate template files for our this example. For this example, so click on here, click on PowerShell. So first let's run command php artisan make controller and request example controller. Click enter. Now you can check if you click on app http, click on controller, you can see request example controller has been created. After that let's close this window and open this page and you can see our controller has been created. After that open your routes, click on web.php and here adding a URL for our route for our request example. So route for our complete request object example. After that save this file and also adding a route. So route get and adding a route request example. After that let's pass our controller. So here giving controller name app http controllers. After that our controller name is request controller. So copy the controller name, paste it here, add the rate. Now here to create a method. So adding a method public function request example. Now let's copy this, save it and paste it here. After that semicolon and save this page. After that let's add some data. So return request example tutorial, save it, let's open this route. So back to Chrome, opening the route and you can see the page. Now after that let's work on request object. So first let's add a request object here. So request $request, and remember this, when you are using request object you must see it will be imported in your page. You can see it's imported from use illuminate http request. After that let's work on request object. So let's see first example, which is how you can get the path of a URL and how you can get your full URL and how you can get your URL. So let's see $data equal to URL. So here first I am printing URL. So $request URL. After that, adding a line break. Again copy this same line, appending it, then path, and next is full URL. After that, here adding a line break again, and $data. Now save this page and let's check what we can receive in response. So back to Chrome, refresh page, and you can see you can get your URL, which is HTTP complete example full URL. You can get your full URL. Suppose that if you are passing some data like id equal to 1, so here if you see you can get URL only, but in full URL you can get the parameter also. So that is the difference between full URL and URL. Let's add a comment. URL return only URL, not parameter. Full URL return with parameter. Now save this file also. Save this file, and you can see it is perfect. After that, let's see next example, which is form example. So let's see how you can work with form. So I'm creating another URL. So copy the same example, request example form. So let's create this method, save this page, create this method, public function request example form, and after that let's return a template page. So let's create a template page. So you need to create a template page inside resource and views. So creating a template page like new file, request form example dot blade dot php. After that let's work on form. So creating a HTML. Now let's close this HTML. Adding a head tag. Close the head tag. Adding body. Close the body tag. Now after that adding a heading. Quest form example h2. Close. Save this page. After that let's check it's working or not. So after that again come to this controller and return view. Now pass the template page. So template page is our request form example. Now save this page. And let's try to open the URL. So copy URL name, check URL name, and you can see our template page is rendering. Now let's work on template page. So here let's create a method. First creating a form action equal to blank. So I want to submit this form in same page but in method post. After that label name input type or button type equal to submit or adding an input also. Put type equal to text, name equal to person name. Now save this form and back to Chrome, refresh page, and you can see name, input and submit. If I click on submit, you can check it is showing error because this method is not support post. So you need to create a post method from same URL. So copy the same URL and here request form, change method to post. After that you need to check request form, save this file, copy method name, and let's create this method. So public function request form save, and here you need to add request object so you can access the request data like form data request, and after that simply return save form data. After that save this form, and also if you are working with form you need to add a CSRF token, so simply add that CSRF. After that save this page, back to Chrome and click on URL, click enter, and if you check this page source code you can see CSRF token is added. Close this page and try to submit the form. Hello world, and you can see save form data is working. If I remove this CSRF token it will show error, so leave it for now and simply click on continue. So form data save is working. Now let's see how we can access this form input data. So let's see how we can access this input data. So for this, access form input data. So dollar name equal to dollar request, and after that you need to add an arrow and add input, and adding the key name which is our person name. So copy the key name which is person name, paste it, save it, and here show the name dollar name. Save it, back to Chrome, refresh page, and you can see you can get your form input name. So in this way you can get the form data from form to controller using request object. So if you want to check whether method is post or get, so you need to add if dollar request is method post, then this line will execute only echo post method. Save this page, refresh page, and you can see it is showing post method. So you can use this method when you don't define the method name like post, get or any method. So suppose that I am adding a route, so let's add a route request any, and here adding method name like any. So here I didn't define the method name whether it is any, request, post or any type of method. So let's see how you can get the method name or check. Save it, come here, public function request any, request dollar request, and here same copy the code, paste it, get method, post method, or put method, head method, and delete method. Delete head method, put method, save it. And now let's check this request any method. So copy the URL back to Chrome and let's try to open this URL, and you can see it is showing get method. But if I try to using this method using post, so let's see postman. Let's open new tab and try to call the URL using post method. So I think post will not work because it is showing page expired because we didn't pass our CSRF token. So now let's see one more thing which I missed in CSRF token part. Suppose that if you want to exempt the CSRF token, means you didn't want to pass the CSRF token but want to access the page. So let's see how you can access this page in that situation. So suppose that I want to access the request any method using post method without passing CSRF token. So let's see how you can do this. So for this you need to come on middleware, verify CSRF token, and here is the method for accept. So here you need to add the URL which you want to accept. So suppose that I want to accept this URL request any. Now save this page back to postman, and if I try again, you can see it is working post method. So in that way you can exempt the URL which you want to access with post method but didn't want to pass this CSRF token. So in that way you can use this verify CSRF token middleware and pass your URLs. Now save this page. Again come to web.php. Now let's see next example. Now let's see next example. Suppose that you want to access all the header details. So let's see how you can access the header details. So back to VS Code and let's see how you can access the headers. So if you want to submit this form and want to check what content in headers, so let's see, I am working with same form save method. So let's try to print all the headers. Print underscore r dollar request header. Access all headers. Save this page and try to work on this page. So click on back, submit the form, click on Ctrl U, and you can see you can access all the header details such as host, connection, content length, origin, content type, user agent, anything which you want to access from header. You can see you can access the cookie also like CSRF token and much more thing you can access from headers. So suppose that you want to access only single data from header like user agent. So let's see how you can access the user agent. So let's see. Now here let's check echo get user agent from header. So dollar request header and pass the key name. So you want to access the user agent, copy the key name, paste it here, save this page, close this page and refresh this page again. And you can also do one more thing here, adding a code. So adding pre. Now you can see host which contain everything, and you can get your here which is user agent. So first here go all headers from request object, and again printing. Now here this time only user agent from header header from request object, and save this page. Let's add a BR also. BR, BR, and BR. Save it. Refresh page. Now you can check all header request object and user request object and user object, and you can get your user agent. So in this way you can access the header object from request object. Now after that, let's work on next part. Now if you want to check does header contain some key name or not, so let's see how you can check. So here check header had key exist or not. So if dollar request has header, now pass the key name which you want to check does exist or not. So suppose that I want to check connection. So connection echo connection exist, else echo connection doesn't exist. Save this page. Let's add some line break. Paste it here. Save it. Refresh page. And here if you check connection exists. So in this way you can check whether header exists or not using has header method. Save this page. Now let's check what is the IP address of user using request object. So in that way you can access the IP of user. So let's see. Access IP address of user. So let's see. $IP equal to dollar request IP. Now let's print the IP address. So echo IP address dot dollar IP. Now let's add some line break again. Copy it. Save it. Now let's check what it will return. So refresh page, and here you can check my IP address is showing 127.0.1. So if you are running on server, it will show the exact. So if you are running on server, it will show the exact IP address of your users, means your clients. Now after that, let's work on next part, means how you can get all the form data. So suppose that let's add some multiple fields here. Username, br, username, br, email, br, After that, password and br. Save this form. Back to this form again. Refresh page. Now if you want to get all the form data, so let's see how you can check all the form data. Let's change it. Username, email, password. Save it. And here let's see how you can access all the form data. Access all form input data. So for this you need to add all data equal to $request and adding request all. Now let's try to print all the data. So print underscore r $underscore all data. Let's add a line break. So echo br. Let's close this br. Save this page and try to submit the form. So adding some details. Test username, test. Click on submit, and here if you see, you can get all the form data here. You can check person name, username, password. So in that way you can access all the form data which you want to access in associative array. Suppose that if you want to access some default value, means suppose that some value didn't pass from the form, but you want to access it. So let's see how you can access some value which had default value, like here age equal to $request input age, and here I am passing default age 19. So echo age $age echo br. Get default value from request. Save it and save it. Now let's check. Refresh page, and here you can see it is showing age 19, but here if I try to pass some data of age, so let's see, passing age, save it, back to page, refresh, submitting the form, test, password, age 22, click on submit, and now if you check age, it is showing value 22. So in that way you can use some default value in request. If your value is not coming from form, you can pass some default value here. Now after that, let's see next example. Now let's see next example, which is how you can get the form data which had array of inputs. So suppose that here are some array of inputs like this: H4 products, H4, and now let's add some products. So here let's add some products. Now let's add some multiple inputs using array inputs of HTML. So let's see products, products in array. So here I am using products in array format, means array HTML inputs. So let's see how you can access such type of values in your Laravel project. After that, come to back, refresh form, and again submit the detail. So test username, test pwd, age 77, data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4. Click on submit, and here you can see you can get your all the products data. Now let's see how you can access all the products data of array. So let's see how you can access this product data, because you can access the person name easily from request input person name, but how you can access the products data, means which had data in array of format, means which had data in HTML array input. So let's see how you can access such type of data. Now let's see how you can access the array types of data. So let's see. For this, you need to add $products equal to $request, then input, and pass the products. After that, let's print the products. So print underscore r $products, echo br products, echo br. Now save this page, refresh page, and you can see you can access all your products in array format. And if you want to access your products in single format, means if you want to access first item of your products, so let's see. First way you can access products like this. So let's add access HTML array inputs. Access single item first way. So you can use first way like echo br item 1 $request input products, then simply add .0. So you can access this way also, and there is another way also. Let's see another way. Second way. So in second way, you don't need to do anything, just use products, because I already stored data in products. Then pass the zero index, save it, refresh page, and you can see item 1 data 1, item 1 data 1. So in this way you can access your products item in first way and second way also. Now suppose that some values are coming from parameter. So let's see how you can access the parameter value. Like here in this page, if you want to access some data like which are passing like id equal to 1, so how you can access this id equal to 1 in this page. So let's see here, access value from parameter. So let's see $id equal to, for this you need to add a request object, request. After that, $request query, and pass the id. Now after that, simply pass the id in template, or just print the id for now, echo $id. Save this page, refresh page, you can see it is showing id. If I change the id, you can see the new id. So in that way you can pass the ID from URL and access it using query. So using query and get method. Now save this page. After that, let's see next part. Now let's see next example. Suppose that if you want to check whether key exists in form or not. So let's check how you can check this way also. Now after that, let's create let's create another form for this example. So click on request form or come here and create another form. So h2 another form. After that, copy this same form data only till age. After that, button and close this form. And here action. So here let's pass the action URL. So let's see. Copy the same URL. After that, here you need to access request form save to. Let's copy the method request form save to and here slash request form save to. After that, save this form and here let's create a method. So public function request form save to request $request. Now let's work on this code. Now let's check if key exists means data exists or coming from form or not. So in that case, you need to add if $request has, then pass the key name. So here I want to check like email is coming. So let's see email. So here adding comment, check email coming from form, then echo email exist as echo email not exist. Now save this controller. Let's check. Copy the URL. Save this page also. Back to Chrome. Refresh page. Try to submit this form. So test @.com. Click on submit and you can see it is showing email exists. So in that way you can check whether key name or value coming from form or not. Now let's see next example, which is how you can submit this form and return back to this page with data or all inputs with odd inputs. So suppose that here you submit the form and it contains some error. So if you want to redirect back user to this page and show the old value here, so let's see how you can do this. So for this, come to again controller, let's comment this code and here return redirect, pass the route name. So route is our request form example and here you need to add the RAM. So for accessing route by name, you need to add the name. Save it. Let's copy the name and pass the name here. Now after that, save this page and try to submit the form and you can see you are redirecting back to this page again. But let's see how you can redirect back to this page with all inputs. with all inputs, means how you can pass the data again back to this page, also to this page. So let's see. Generally we can use this. Generally we use all data to check validation condition, so that we show all data in form again. Save it. Now for this you need to add with input. So after that, refresh page and try to submit the form. Enter, and you can see it is working. But now let's see how you can access the all inputs. So for this you need to add simply like this, value equal to old, then you need to pass the key name, and here is our key, and here our key is email. So save it and let's check. Refresh page, try to submit the form, click on submit, and you can see you can get your old email inputs data. So here I set only old value of email. If you want to check username, you can set the username also. So in that way you can access the old inputs of user to submit, and you can see you can get your old values of user. And here one more thing, let's close this, also close this, close it, refresh page, try to access again, and you can see it is working perfect. So in that way you can access all data, of form and show to user again in the form. After that, let's see next and last example, which is how you can use file upload in Laravel. So let's see. For this, let's add a key name here. So here adding a encrypt type, multi-part form, data. After that, let's add a file here. So here adding a file which is profile. After that, here input type file and profile. Now save this page, refresh page, and let's try to access this file data. So for this, let's see, access file data. So for this, let's see. So for accessing the file, just add print underscore r. Let's comment this line, print underscore r, then dollar request, then request, then file request file, then pass the key name. So our key name is our profile. Save it. Let's check. Back to Chrome, refresh page, try to submit the form, select a file, click on submit, click on Ctrl U, and you can see it is showing file object all the data. You can see it is showing the name, image type, and everything about file. Now after that we need to store this file. So let's see how you can save this file. So dollar request dollar path equal to dollar request file profile. After that you need to add store and simply save it After that, let's try to refresh the page. Click on continue and you can see it is showing too few argument and it is showing too few arguments. So let's correct it on line number 120. So here let's pass the path image refresh page and I think it will be saved in our image folder. So here you can check. If I click on image, you can see the new file which I just uploaded. So in that way you can save file in Laravel and here path will return your file path. So let's see, echo file path dollar path, and let's remove this and save file, save it, refresh page and you can see you can get your file path. So in that way you can upload the file in Laravel and access the path of file. So you can see, so in this way you can store a file in your image folder in storage. You can see I upload the profile, I access the profile file and store in image and it will store in our storage folder inside image. Now let's see next example in which you want to save the file with file name. So suppose that I want to save access file data by own name. So here you need to pass your own name like Arjit.jpg. Click on save. Now save this file, refresh page and here it is showing some error. Okay, it should be store as. Now save it, refresh page and you can see it has saved. So here if you check, it saved in our folder. So in that way you can store for, if you want to store file without your name you can use store, and if you want to save your file with own name you need to use store as and pass your file name. So it is working perfect. Now after that let's see one more last example here in redirect. So let's comment this. Git file path in dollar path. Now let's see last example, which is how you can accept the some inputs. Suppose that here in password I don't want to show the old password. So let's see how you can do this. So let's see. So here just copy it. So here just copy it. So here just copy it and check for password. So password, and suppose that you don't want to show the old password. So let's see how you can do this. So for this you need to add dollar request accept, then pass the password. Now here after redirecting the user, here user will not get the old password. So save it and let's check, refresh page and here you can see password is not showing. But if I remove it, save it and try to submit the form again, select the file, click on submit and you can get your password. So let's add this again. Let's remove it. For all values, for except some values. Now save this file. So I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and please subscribe our channel. And also if you have any question, please do comment.